The biggest complaint that I've heard across the board is that this is the Denny Hamlin show. It follows Denny way too much. It doesn't make sense. Why? And I hear you. I understand where you're coming from. However, this series would not be as good as it is if it didn't have him as involved as he was. And here's why. Hamlin was one of the most talked about drivers this past season, for better or for worse. And he has his hand in so many pots from the driver standpoint, the driver team owner standpoint. That's a huge storyline in how that impacts him and his championship hopes when he's worried about his two drivers that are also in the playoffs. And because of that, we had Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick, who were also pretty big main characters in this docuseries. Denny Hamlin's also a media member with his podcast Actions Detrimental. So not only is Denny Hamlin the narrative, he's made a lot of the narrative this season and therefore is a very critical part in fans understanding the sport. And because he's put his narrative out there and because he's controlled it, kind of what you see is what you get with Denny. And that's exactly what this NASCAR docuseries showed. And even then, they pulled back the curtains a little bit more on Denny Hamlin and his social media presence to go into his personal life with his family, with his daughters, with his parents. His interview with his dad literally almost made me cry, like just seeing the pride that his dad has in him and the journey that they've all been on to get to where he is. And if you're a newer fan that doesn't know Denny's story, you probably felt really bad or really sorry or really disappointed when he didn't make the championship 4 because they pulled back the layers on Denny Hamlin and showed you the core of who he is. And I think too, a lot of people that watch NASCAR on a regular basis and maybe don't like Denny Hamlin, at least have a new appreciation for him through this docuseries. So I think showing Denny Hamlin in this way, though it might have been annoying to some, I also think was necessary.